So we've done the bulk of repairs on the Jeep. We've done the road test, we've done the mechanical, we've done the inside, we've done the outside, and now it's time to try out the lights. Now, we had tried out the lights earlier in terms of making sure they work, so I do know they work, but what we have to do is we actually have to go off-road with the lights and see how they look, because I know right now these are not set up properly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna off camera just adjust these, then we're gonna go off-road and just see what they look like. But before we do that, I'll actually show you what lights we have so that you know what we're dealing with. So the first lights are these really cool aftermarket LED headlights. Of course, we weren't going to keep the old halogen ones, those were just no good. The reason I like these is because they have some really cool features. First thing is obviously just turning them on. They are bright, very, very bright. They use very low wattage, so it's nice. Your battery won't be exhausted if you leave them on for a while. Very, very cool. So I like those. And of course, we just have our regular reflector lights. Now, another cool feature about these lights is when you turn the key, they actually have daytime running lights. I'm not sure how they did this because this car has never had daytime running lights, but now it does. So this is really cool. Now, if that doesn't work, it has this. This is a secondary light. It's just on another switch. So it's kind of just like a nice little decorative light. So you have this, you have the daytime, and then you have the actual lights, and then finally you have the high beams. That is a lot of power. Those lights are very cool. I know they're not directed properly, so we'll fix those in a second. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next lights for distance are our two spotlights. These are kind of cool, got a unique design. I really liked it for the Mad Max build. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyways, put these bad boys on and you get this. Now these are super strong. They have lenses inside, so they're Fresnel lights, pretty much like movie lights, and they can be directed and focused and whatnot. So you can see very far away. Very, very strong. And now we're moving on to the roof lights. Now the roof lights, probably the coolest part. These are 4 floodlights. I did not go with any spots up here. I decided just to go floods because the 2 spots are on the front. And legally, you are only allowed to have 6 lights, I believe, in Ontario. I might be wrong about that, so I can actually have more. So I wanted to have as much flood as I can, because I've driven before with these kind of lights, halogens, and it really helped in dark off-road type roads. Okay, here they are. Super friggin' strong, as you can see. It pretty much lights up the whole neighborhood. Not directed properly, I'm gonna adjust them. These kind of squeal, unfortunately, they make a little sound, but it's not a big deal. They are for show. Okay, so we've driven to a dark part of town and nobody flashed me yet, so I think the front lights are good. We're gonna go test them out now in the dark, but I gotta tell you, so far, I'm really loving these things. They perform quite well. Very good visibility, very even visibility. That's the main thing I noticed. The old halogens have a big spot, so they were just really directed, and if they weren't set up perfectly, they just look stupid. And I don't know, inconsistency in lighting is really, really bad in the dark. You want consistency, nice flat lighting. You don't want anything harsh or high key. This is perfect. So right now, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, you're actually seeing something, which is good, because before the lights were awful. All right, this is the off-road area now. So this is kind of like a light / off-road test. We're not going mudding or anything like that. We're just gonna try them out. And this is quite dark here, but on the camera it probably looks pretty dark and brutal, but actually the light is quite good. I can see quite well. Just gonna stop for a second here because I wanted to see what the high beams look like. Okay, so the high beams are brutal, not great at all. You can see they're not perfectly set up. In fact, they're pretty bad. So I could probably adjust them a little bit. One of them's higher than the other. So the high beams really are not that good. And that's fine. I wasn't expecting much from that. I'm just gonna drive a bit further down. And somebody's following me, which is always the case when you're filming. I'm gonna turn them on in a minute. I want to actually stop and do it properly. But this is good. You see, look at the visibility. I can see all the reflectors. It's great. This is awesome. Very pleased. Okay, time for a light test. Right now, we got nothing on. We just have our forays on. We're gonna test our lights. We're in pitch black here in the forest. First thing we're gonna do, daytime lights. Okay, I doubt you can even see a difference there. They are just very slight lights. They don't do anything. Now, regular lights. Very nice. You can see the spread is quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that. I might adjust them a little bit to go down, but I like how even that is. As you can see, very flat. Very nice. I'm pleased with that. Now let's try the high beams. Okay, and here it goes. Okay, two little pathetic squares. I don't even know if you can see it on camera because it's so bad. But that's the high beams. Not great. You know, I wouldn't recommend these high beams. But you know what? As far as the lights go, I'm quite pleased. I'm actually going to turn them a bit and direct them more towards the middle. And that should give me a better effect. Okay, so that's good. Next thing we're going to test is the spotlights. Kabam. Okay, those go quite far. And you can see they go right into the trees, nice and far away. I could actually see probably, I don't even know how much that is, almost maybe 1/4 kilometer, you know, very far. I can see all the way in the trees down there. You can't see it on camera, but I can. Let's combine it with our regular lights. Wow, that is awesome. That is really, really good. I am perfectly happy with that. I'm not even going to adjust the lights because I really like the way that's looking. Okay, so let's turn all that off. Now, finally, let's do the roof lights. Wow, those are by far the best. Unreal. You have a mirror in front of you, so you can't really see, but these things are friggin' strong, man. I can see all the way down there. Those are definitely unbelievable. I'm not even gonna touch them. They look perfect. Everything I need to see, I could see just with that. So now let's have some fun. Regular lights, spotlights, and finally, bam, all my lights. And this is just a crazy amount of light. This is probably the brightest thing I've ever seen in my life. I am very pleased with these lights. These are just lights off Kijiji, Amazon, and eBay. Honestly, they're not, sorry, not Kijiji, just Amazon, eBay. Not crazy stuff. I spent a couple $100 on them. Very pleased. Let's go take a look how it looks all outside. All right, so let's do our light test. Right now I've got our hazards on to make it safe. Turn them off for a sec. What we're just gonna do now is turn our regular lights on. These are just illuminate the back and the front. And now we can safely test our lights. First lights. These are just our LEDs. Now our regular headlights. Very nice. Bam, you can't even see when the spotlight goes on. And that's just a stupid amount of power you can't even see. Very crazy. All right, you can't see me, but I can see you. Overall, very happy with these lights. Didn't spend much money on them, so this is awesome. What a huge upgrade. LED headlights, can't go wrong.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos, as well as our short film entitled Ottawa, in which we integrated the Jeep restoration process into the movie.